Well, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to the other side of medicine. I'm Dr. Krystosik. And if you're joining us live, well, welcome to this special episode where we be sharing with you how to become a wellness warrior. So, if you've never listened to our podcast before, we're all about how you can become independently healthy. How does that sound? Well, that's what our goal is for you. So you can live into a ripe old age, be able to enjoy the freedom of being able to be without pain or minimal pain and be able to have energy, energy that you can get up in the morning and then just go all day long and not have to rely on coffee or Red Bull or some other kind of energy drink that's filled with caffeine and all kinds of sugary drinks. No, my friend, that's not what we want for you. We want you to be someone who can rely on whole foods, natural foods, on a healthy lifestyle to bring you to the place where you can enjoy a life that's just filled with energy and enthusiasm and a mindset that is able to keep you focused, not foggy, and be able to do all the things that you want to be able to do into a ripe old age. You know, my friend, I want to ask you a question tonight. Something I think is very important, and it may be a little bit personal, but I want you to understand we're here to help you because if you're tired of being sick, if you feel like you're stuck there, you might have tried diets and detoxes and workouts and various types of plans, but you're still feeling sick, tired, and you're overweight. Well, we're not here to criticize you. We're here to help you. But you're doing all these things, but nothing seems to stick. Maybe you feel like you're stuck because you're surrounded by people. Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's coworkers. They maybe really mean well, but every day these people that are around you, they're grabbing junk food. They're not hardly getting any exercise at all. They're making excuses for skipping workouts and popping a whole bunch of medications, pills for every ill, problems that could have been solved naturally, but because they didn't take the time to learn how to achieve optimal health by using nature, by using the body's own capacity to heal itself, they're stuck. So maybe you feel that way. Maybe you feel like you're stuck. And deep down, you're wondering, is this how I'm going to be for the rest of my life? If that's how am I going to be? Is it what I could expect for myself? Am I destined to stay average and tired and maybe unmotivated and unhealthy for the rest of my life? Well, I want you to hear me loud and clear right now. That's not you. You're not average. You're just stuck in the middle of this battle. But today, my friend, I'm going to help you to show you how to rise above it all because there is a wellness warrior inside of you. Believe me. And it's time to set that wellness warrior free. Every one of us has been raised here in this country where we're exposed to junk foods and people who are overweight. I was there. I was stuck there. I didn't know any better. And I had to learn myself on how to rise above all that. And you can too. And I'm going to give you the tools tonight. And it all starts up here in a mindset. Now, I want you to just take a minute. Imagine waking up every single day and you're full of energy from the time that you get up to the time you go to sleep. And you're not walking around with caffeine jitters. I want you to imagine that you're walking into the grocery store, into the supermarket with a clear plan. Instead of grabbing all the processed foods, the quick fixes, all the energy drinks, and all the refined foods. Imagine going through the whole day without reaching for those foods or going into the grocery store and selecting foods that are healthy for you. I want you to imagine that you don't have to reach for pain relieving drugs and you don't have to battle with brain fog. You know, there's another version of you inside. Inside of you, there's a wellness warrior, and it's going to start right here today. So take a deep breath and just follow me along right now. You know, inhale, get that strength that you need, and exhale the doubt. Just exhale that doubt. I think deep breathing is a great exercise and a great tool. And I think we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. But you have to inhale strength and you have to imagine yourself. Close your eyes for a minute. Imagine yourself being strong and healthy and vibrant. Just inhale that strength and and then exhale that weakness, that doubt, that and lack of energy that you have. Just exhale that out. It's not you. It's not who you are. We're going to shatter the illusion that that's who you are. So let me ask you, who defines you as average? Who told you that you were going to be stuck into that mindset? Was it the scale that kind of made you think, well, you're going to be stuck in that weight for the rest of your life, or you're going to keep on adding on extra pounds? Was it you looking in the mirror? Was it an old voice that came from the past and told you you're never going to measure up to somebody who's going to be healthy, that you're always going to be sick, tired, and overweight? Well, let's bury that mindset right now. Get rid of it because that's not who you are. Being average is not your destiny. And I'm going to help you. But you've got to make a decision. I can't make that for you. You have the power to reject that mindset. Look, wellness isn't just for people who are on the internet, who are fitness influencers. You may be listening to fitness influencers on the internet. You get inspired, but then you go back to your old habits. It's not for people who are living on just eating all organic foods, and that's not the way it has to be. It doesn't have to be that way for you. The person that's juggling in real life, the person who's dealing with stress and who's living with all these fears, that's maybe who you are right now, but you want to feel alive, then stick with me today. You know, Average is easy. Being average is easy. Everybody that just kind of follows suits and just does what everybody else is doing, follows the crowd, that's easy. But you weren't made for easy. Life isn't easy itself. If you want to be healthy, you have to have discipline. You have to get inspired. And I hope that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to inspire you so that you can become that wellness warrior, someone who's going to seek out truth and look for ways to be able to overcome the obstacles that you have, the fears that you have, the habits that you have. Here's the truth, my friend. Even people who look like they have it all together, they struggle. They have inner battles. The difference is that some people just learn how to overcome these challenges. They learn how to fight harder. And that's what today's all about. It's about equipping you with the tools, the mindset, and helping you become that warrior, with getting a warrior's heart so you can fight better, to win, to overcome those obstacles that are in your life. So what is a wellness warrior? Okay, it's not someone who never messes up. Let's be clear right out the gate. You're going to fail, you're going to fall, you're going to have challenges. It's not someone who's got abs of steel, or they have, just their perfect weight, or they're always on target with what they're trying to do with their health. Now, wellness warrior is someone that's totally different. It's a mindset that's non-negotiable. You tell yourself, I'm going to fight no matter what it takes. If I fall down, I'm going to get up. Even if the people around you are eating pizza and drinking all the sugary drinks, even if you have friends that don't understand these principles, Even if they're tired all the time, you know, those people are going to keep on showing up in your life. They're going to be there always. They're going to be around us. They're around I'm around those people all day long. But if you want to choose something different, if you want to choose life and choose energy and vitality, you have to make some choices. You have to, you know, to to seek out, what's going to set you free. You may stumble, but you can always get back up. And that's one of the things that we encourage you here on the other side of medicine is stick with us so we can encourage you, keep on helping you to move along in the right path, the right direction. Walking against the current and following other people is the opposite. If you're, trying to go up against the current, that's everybody's doing the same thing over and over again. You're going against that. It's not easy. So a wellness warrior, you know, that's somebody who fights those challenges, and they don't wait for the next you know New Year's to say I'm going to make New Year's resolutions and I'll do it next month. They do it today. They start today. They don't wait for things to get stress free. We're always going to have stress. They don't wait for things to calm down. Wellness warriors, they know the moment is right now. The moment is right for you right now to become a wellness warrior. And here's the beautiful thing about it. You don't have to wait till you feel like a warrior. You can become one. And the choice is to act on it, to make that choice right now. So here's the truth. I want you to understand that if you stay average, you're going to continue to lose, and you're going to continue to go down that road of poor health as you get older. It's not going to get any better. As people get older, as they get into midlife and beyond that, chronic disease settles in. But I want you to join the winner's circle, become that wellness warrior, you know? And again, it's not being perfect. It's about being persistent. And, the first step is to join the winner's circle. Join along with us. We're all struggling. We have our doubts. We have our fears. We have our challenges. Each one of us has different ones. And it's a mindset. So, but if you decide to join the winner's circle, come and join us and we'll give you support. By the way, I've got the Gut 911 prescription community, the Gut 911 RX community. That's people just like you who are supporting each other. They're giving each other advice, encouraging each other. And I'm there to guide you along for free right now for the first 100 people. And we're getting close to getting that 100. So don't miss out. After the first 100, we're going to start having to charge a small, yes, but monthly fee. And you are privileged right now to be able to get into that Gut 911 prescription community for free. So again, we're talking about not perfection. We're talking about being persistent. It's deciding to never to go back the way things were. That's what you don't want to do. You want to move forward. You may fall down, but you're going to get back up and you're going to move forward. You could stumble along the way. That's not a problem. See, the old you has to die, and the wellness warrior in you has to rise. Now, if you mess up, as I said, you get back on track. If you come in last, so what? You still finish strong. If you feel like giving up, you have to remember why you got in this, because you have a goal to set. You have to have a reason. And that's what the winner circle is all about. It's filled with people who were once stuck just like you, but they chose a different path. Now, let me tell you, when you truly step into the winner circle space, when you wake up and know that you're making progress, the joy gets better and better. And the joy is better in the winner's circle. It's better than a cupcake or a bottle of soda or some kind of sugary drink. It's better than a night binging and watching, movies or Netflix or whatever. The joy of freedom, the joy of discipline, of knowing that your body, mind, and spirit are healing, are in the process of healing. That's joy. And the winner circle is not a club you join once, it's a daily decision you keep on making over and over again. When you wake up in the morning, it's like, I'm in the winner's circle. I'm somebody who's on the road to good health. That's what you got to keep on telling yourself. And that's throughout the day, you tell yourself. Now, there are three powerful principles that every wellness warrior has to master. The first one is you have to make the decision, you have to have certain expectations, and you have to take action. Those are three major principles. So let's unpack those principles. First of all, making a decision. Now, when you make the decision to become a wellness warrior, that's the moment that your life pivots. It takes an about turn and you're moving in a different direction. When you say no more, I want better, I deserve better. Maybe you want to stop relying on medications. Maybe you want to run with, your grandchildren. Maybe you're feeling like, you can't, you have to kind of like take it slow around your grandkids. I'm 76 and I keep up with my grandkids running, playing basketball, riding bicycles, swimming. I do all these things at 76 and you can too. Wherever you're at, you can improve. You can wake up in the morning without pain or a lot less pain than you ever had. Whatever it is, you have to make a decision to be different. You have to plant that flag in the ground. This is the day your old story, it ends. You're done with it. And don't worry if that decision doesn't feel glamorous. It doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. It may not feel that way, but you've made that decision. You might make that decision on the couch. That's okay. You might make that decision in sweatpants. You don't have to have that decision to become inside the winner's circle, in fancy pants. You could just make that decision wherever you're at. So it could be maybe coming after going to a doctor's visit. And you said, enough is enough. I'm tired of taking these pills. What matters is that you mean it. You mean what you're saying. The moment you decide is the moment the momentum begins. It builds. And small victories build into lasting change. And that's the beauty of it all. So just get started and do it now, wherever you're at. Say, I'm going to make a change in my lifestyle. I'm going to get a prescription for wellness, and I'm going to follow these principles, and I'm going to be around other people who are deciding to do the same thing. And that's what our Gut 911 prescription community is all about. So be sure to join it. I'll have a link to that in our description of this podcast this evening. You'll have a link for that Gut 911 prescription community. So you can make that decision along with us. Now, let's talk about the next principle, expectation. This is where your mind becomes your greatest asset. See, you can't just judge, you can't just judge hope to get healthy. You can't, you can't just have hope to get healthy. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't just have hope. You've got to expecting to get healthy. That's the whole idea behind what we're talking about. So if you expect it, it'll become a reality. You have to believe deeply that there's a new you inside of you, and it's going to fuel your decision that you made to become a wellness warrior. See, that belief becomes your armor when your doubt creeps in. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. A friend of mine, his name is Bob Whaling. Bob Whalen is still living and is an amazing man. He was a Vietnam vet. And when I first met him, he was in a wheelchair with no legs. And, he was in the Vietnam War and he was declared dead on the battlefield. On the battlefield, he was declared dead. Yet he rose up. He became a world-class athlete. You know, and it's really an interesting story because when Bob was on the battlefield in Vietnam, his there was some landmines, and some of his friends got caught in landmines and they were wounded, and he was trying to go out to save them. And when he went out to try to save them, one of the mines went off and it blew off his legs. And when he was in the hospital, he was in the operating room and he heard the doctors and the nurses saying, "This guy is hopeless. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He's just too far gone." And he's above these people in his spirit, listening to this conversation. And he said to himself, "I'm going to make it out of this hospital room. I'm going to become a world-class athlete." Now that's an amazing mindset. His legs were blown off. He's on an operating table. They're saying there's no hope for this guy. And he's saying to himself, "I'm going to get out of this hospital room. I'm going to become a world-class athlete." And Bob Whalen did it. He actually walked across America. He did marathons, and walking on his hands, my friends. He walked on his hands, one hand after another. You know how strong you have to be to do that? He walked on his hands. And then he walked across America on his hands. And he started off walking across America. And he had thousands of people said, "Bob, we're going to go with you. We're right along with you." He started in California. And when they got into the desert of Nevada, people started dropping off like flies. And he was the only person left. And they all said, "Bob, you can't go on. It's too hot out in the desert. You're not going to make it. You're going to die." He said, "I'm walking across America." He continued to walk by himself. He took his truck and he went like 20 miles, parked his truck, took his wheelchair back, 20 miles, walked ahead, back to his truck, got in his truck, got back, got the wheelchair and walked and went to the next 20 miles. That's how he walked across America. And about 100 miles later, this gentleman came by and saw what he was doing. And he said, "I can't believe what you're doing." He said, "I'm going to go and walk. I'm not going to walk with you. I'm going to ride behind you across America, but I'm going to help you. I'm going to be there right for you." And so Bobby continued to do these world-class, amazing feats on his hands. Now that's the unwavering power of expectation. Bob expected to do that. He expected to get out of that hospital room, expected to get off that operating table. He expected to become a world-class athlete. So you have the power to do that too. Just think of what Bob Whalen had to go through and where you're at compared to where he was at. So just close your eyes. Picture your best self right now, vibrant, alive, radiant. That version of you that you don't want just to be a dream. It's literally just a preview of what you're going to become. Expect it. Speak it to others. Tell people, "I'm on the road to good health." When you say you're on the road to good health, it doesn't say I'm healthy. I'm on the road to good health. Like Bob Whalen, I was on the road to from California across the country. Say, "I'm on the road to good health." People, they say, "Hey, how are you feeling today?" "I'm on the road to good health." Feel it, experience it, live it. Do it every day. It's already yours in your mind. It's a matter of just becoming a reality over time by being around other people and keeping that wellness warrior mindset. See, when you expect success, it starts showing up in unexpected places. So the bridge between the life you have and the life you want, it's the next principle. It's action. Now, you got to take action because you can make a decision, you could have expectation, but if you don't take action, you're not going anywhere. And I want you to keep a journal. I want you to keep a plan of what your journey is going to be like. Keep that plan and have that goal set where you want to be in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, and keep it in your mind. Visualize it. But if you don't move, if you don't take action, nothing's going to change. Now you're going to start small. So today, swap that donut for a smoothie. I had a delicious smoothie today. I went to a local smoothie shop and I had a pumpkin smoothie. It was off the chart delicious. I don't care who you are. If you like pumpkin, that smoothie would have been delicious to anybody. All it was some pumpkin puree with no sugar, just pure pumpkin puree, a couple dates, some pumpkin puree, and a banana, and also some coconut milk and some ice, and then pumpkin spices. Simple. And then I actually they put a little bit of stevia in it for me too, make it just a little bit sweeter. Absolutely off the chart delicious. So swap that donut for a smoothie. You can make fruit smoothies. You can make peanut butter smoothies. You can make almond butter smoothies. Okay, instead of taking the stairs, instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs. Maybe you're going up a flight or two. Take the stairs instead of taking the elevator. You know, do 5 or 6 squats before you take a shower in the morning. Do a couple push-ups. Maybe you can only do a couple, or maybe do 10, whatever is good for you, or maybe you can only do one. Do what you can, even a half of one, just do it. Every action builds upon each other and it builds momentum. Every step forward, it rewrites the story of your life. Again, you're on the road to good health. Now, when fear shows up, I want you to talk to fear like it's a person. I want you to say, hey, fear, I knew you'd show up. I knew you'd be here, but I'm on the road to good health. I'm moving forward despite the fact that you're sticking around here. I don't care what you think. I know what I believe. I've made the decision. I'm a wellness warrior and I'm on the road to good health. Now, again, you don't have to go fast. You just have to move forward. You have to go forward. That's all it's a matter of. So let every step, let it be an act of defiance against the old you. I want to repeat that. Let every step that you take, and let it be an act of defiance against the old you. That's a wellness warrior mindset. Let every healthy meal be a vote for life that you deserve, my friend. Let every early bedtime that you get, go to bed a half hour earlier, get a little extra sleep. Every workout that you have, no matter how small it is, every positive word that flows from your mouth, make it the new normal. Make it the new you. Now, again, if you feel resistance, then you know you're doing it right. Again, you're going to have that doubt come up. It's going to be there. The resistance is the weight that builds muscle, though. When you have resistance, that's the weight that builds muscle. So what you got to do is just take charge and go lift it. Come up against that resistance. It's weight training for you. Now, let me give you your daily secret weapon. It's what I call the I brag routine. Now, every wellness warrior needs a ritual. A power hour that realigns your heart, mind, and body. If you do it every day, take and set 1 hour aside during the day. And it could be in segments. It doesn't have to be all at once. If you could do it in the morning first thing, that'd be great. But if it has to be done throughout the day in segments, that's okay. Now, what does I brag stand for? Well, number one, I stands for include superfoods. Now, what I have every single morning is a superfood, and I choose to have spirulina. Now, spirulina is a blue-green algae. It's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It's a green algae, a blue-green algae, and it's been well-researched. As a matter of fact, the NASA astronauts take it in space with them. That's how nutrients dense it is. But again, not all spirulina powders are equal. Some of them have been grown in areas in ponds that are toxic in China or Mexico or some other country that or India, and they don't have the standards that we have. And the company that I get the spirulina from is one of the it actually is the first company that brought spirulina to this country, and they grow their own in deserts, in ponds that they've created that are pristine. So it's very clean, and they have twice as much of the nutrients, the compounds in there that that make spirulina so powerful. These natural compounds, and I have that every day. I take a heaping tablespoon of it every day, and I put it in a glass of water, and I add some other powders, like a little bit, not a lot, just like a half a teaspoon of acai powder, a half a teaspoon of goji powder, a half a teaspoon of powdered mushrooms, different mushrooms that are really powerful for your immune system. And I put some pomegranate juice, some concentrated pomegranate, 2 tablespoons of concentrated pomegranate juice. And I put in some cacao powder, some cacao powder. It's really healthy for you. There's no sugar in it. It's just chocolate powder. And so I put that in there, about a tablespoon. And I mix that up, and it tastes delicious. I have that every day. That's my superfood. You may find a different superfood. I've been using it for over 50 years. And for me, it works so well because spirulina is just so power packed with so much nutrients. And all those other powders I put in there help to feed the good bacteria in my gut. And that is going to make me, and if you choose to use this superfood, a strong immune system, because 70% of your immune system is inside your gut. So I have that every morning. Now, you may have decide to have some fresh squeezed vegetable juice like carrot and celery and beet, and you may decide to have that kind of a juice, and or maybe put a little bit of apple in there to sweeten it up. That's another superfood. There's a lot of different superfoods. You can just explore them. Now, the B in I brag, because you want to brag to yourself, not to anybody else. You brag to yourself that I'm on the road to good health. Now, the B stands for blessings. You know, blessings. You got to count your blessings every day. Be thankful for where you're at. If you're not healthy right now, it's okay. Just be thankful for that. You're alive. Again, think about Bob Whalen. He had his legs blown off, and had no hope for him to live. So you're blessed compared to where he was at. There's always somebody who's got it worse than you. So thank God for the blessings that you have. Now, the R in I brag stands for respiration, deep breathing. I talked a little bit about that earlier. And deep breathing is very important. And visualization goes along with the deep breathing. And I deep breathe 5, 6, 7 times a day. And I take 2 or 3 times a day where I deep breathe with my eyes closed. And what I do is I visualize myself that I want to be. And I see the perfect me of being healthy and vibrant and energetic. And I see myself in the place that I want to be, my happy place. So go to your happy place. If it's a vacation spot, if it's by yourself, if it's with friends or a loved one, go to your happy place. If it's on the beach, if it's in the mountains, if it's just in some quiet spot, close your eyes, go to that happy spot. And as you visualize you're in that happy place, breathe in through your nose. Breathe in all the positive, reinforcing thoughts that come with that happy place. Visualize being there and just experience the joy of being in your happy place. And then breathe out. And breathe out the frustration, the anxiety, the fear, the tension, the worry, the doubt. Just see a big black cloud of smoke coming out of you. And whistle. and see that big black cloud of smoke coming out of you. My friend, this is exhilarating. This is a powerful tool. It's a medicine. You could actually lower blood pressure just by doing this simple technique several times a day. So, deep breathe 3 or 4 times a day. Take 5 minutes and just do it. Close your eyes and do it. And if you deep breathe while you're driving, don't close your eyes. Just breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth. You could do it anywhere. You could do it when you're sitting, when you're, you know, just watching TV, anything. Just deep breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Get rid of the frustration. Breathe in deep and breathe out long and get rid of the garbage. So breathing is another part of that. Now, A stands for the accomplishments, the achievements that you've made, however small they are, whatever achievements that you've made along the road, on the road to good health, think on those accomplishments. You swapped that donut last night. Instead of having the donut, you had a salad. Instead of having that candy bar, you had a superfood drink. That's a small accomplishment. Yeah, but I want you to visualize and focus them and write them down. Write down those accomplishments that you've made. Okay, today you walked 500 steps. Yesterday you didn't do any. Write it down. You went swimming, you two went for a bike ride. Write down your accomplishments, whatever it is. You stopped eating all that sugar. Write it down. You did it for 3 days in a row. Write it down. Whatever those accomplishments are, that's it. That's part of the I-BRAG system. And the last thing is goals. Goals. Set goals. Spend 20 minutes a day each morning nourishing your body, flooding your mind with gratitude and breathing and life into your cells, affirming your strengths and locking in your goals. Write those things down. Where do you want to be 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? And along the way, make a check mark. If you made these little accomplishments, give yourself credit. Give yourself credit for those accomplishments and get closer to your goal every single day. Now, here's how it works. See, superfoods, that's, again, part of the I-BRAG system. They heal your body. They give your body strength. Blessings, they lift your spirit up. They take you out of that mindset of, I'm never going to be anything but unhealthy and sick all the rest of my life. I'm never going to be anything but overweight. Count your blessings. Breathe deeply. Calm your nervous system. Give yourself time to do affirmations and rewire your brain. Set your goals and point your compass in the direction that you want to go. So if you do these things daily, you won't just feel better, you'll become better. This isn't just like, whoo, I've done this today. It's going to do it day after day after day. And it's all based on science. Everything that I'm talking about is based on science. This is lifestyle medicine. It's the same thing that people do in the blue zones. People in the blue zones, the 5 healthiest regions on the planet, the people in the blue zones, they have a community of people. That's one of the biggest assets that they have. They have a support community that they move through their life with, friends, family, neighbors that they live with from their early childhood to their old age. And that's a support community. That's why the Gut 911 prescription community will be your support community. People who are supporting you, living right along with you with the same goals in mind. That's what the people in the blue zones do. And they have a purpose. They have goals. They have a reason to live. And that's what you need to have. You have a purpose and a goal to live. That's how you're going to be able to live your longest and live your best. So don't dismiss the things that I'm talking about today. Embrace them, use them, make them your own. So what are you going to do now? Well, First thing you got to do tonight is to decide that I'm going to be somebody different. I'm going to be a wellness warrior. Now you can expect it. Now you can act on it. Now you can use the IBRAG system. The wellness warrior that's waiting inside you is now unleashed tonight because you're making a decision. Not next week, not when the kids grow up, right now, today. See, my friend, you weren't made to follow the crowd. You just got tied up into it because that's what everybody else around you was doing. But now you're going to be breaking away from that. You're going to join a new crowd of people who are wellness warriors just like you. So you're going to be able to rise above it all. No more excuses, no more comparing yourself to other people, no waiting for the perfect time or the perfect day or the perfect you. See, your body doesn't have to be perfect. Your home doesn't have to be perfect. Your schedule doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be open. And your body doesn't have to be ideal. It's where it's at right now. You just need to be willing to join the wellness circle of the winner circle of the wellness warriors. See, health is calling you. Your energy, your freedom, your purpose for your life. It's all calling you. Again, you got to have that purpose. Maybe it's you want to be able to enjoy a long life with your grandkids. It's great. It's great purpose. Maybe you have expectations to travel the world, and you want to be able to do this, that, and the other. Whatever your expectations, whatever your purpose is, whatever your goals. Maybe you want to help other people. Those are all good goals. See, your spirit has to be ready. If you want to do it, you have to rise up above. You have to rise up above all those obstacles to become that wellness warrior. Now, the battle's real, but the victory is yours if you stick with us. So let's go. Let's get started. Work with me. Join other people like you who are going to support, we're going to encourage, we're going to, give you that impetus, that drive, and you're going to share with each other inside the group. Our group is growing. I just started in the last 3 months. And so it's growing and we're going to have more opportunities. And by the way, I send you a message every single morning that gets you on track to keep you in the warrior mindset, the wellness warrior mindset. Every morning I send you a tip. This is like a shot in the arm to you. It's going to keep you on track. So join us. Join us in the wellness circle, in the warriors, circle of wellness people, just like you. So if you like this podcast, tell other people about it. We have not only myself on the podcast, we have nationally known speakers, experts in functional medicine who come on this podcast routinely. So tell your family and friends about it. Go to my social media on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube at Dr. James Krystosik. And I encourage you to listen to the 2 videos I have every day. Get the message from me in your email. Send me your email. Join our group, and you'll be able to get those messages. And follow me on YouTube. And if you help me out by liking the videos and subscribing to my channel and telling other people to do the same, so that we can grow this thing and build it up so that we have an army of wellness warriors. So until next week, my friend, or until tomorrow when you listen to my YouTube channel, here's to your health.